Okay, go into Google Classroom if you haven't done so already, and I want you to open this document. It says IED 132 base plate drawing. We're going to actually create this. Okay, so it has our dimensions on it. If you scroll down to the bottom, when we get to the holes part, it tells us the diameter of all the holes. So this is what I'm going to be following. So this is in Fusion 360. What I want you to do, I want you to save a new design, and I want you to give it the name base plate drawing. And I want you to make sure you save it inside of your 1.3.2 folder. Okay, and I'm actually going to call mine version 2 because I have several of them created, and this helps me keep track. And what I want you to do is I want you to create a new sketch, and we're going to click on that front view, front plane, and we're going to create a 2-point rectangle. And we want it to be 4.25 inches in height and width. And you can go ahead and create another 2-point rectangle. And we want this to be 1.25 in height and 1.25 in width. And remember, I'm getting all of these dimensions, I'm getting it from this document that's located in Google Classroom. Next step is I'm going to create a rectangle, 2-point rectangle here. And that rectangle should be approximately a 1/2 inch. And I'm actually going to take this dimension, I'm going to move it up here just to get it out of the way. And I'm also going to make that a little bit smaller. Now, we need to make sure we locate both these rectangles in the correct location, okay? So, according to my PDF, is telling me that the distance, this square should be from the bottom edge is 0.406. The distance, this edge should be from here, again, should be 0.406. And I'm going to kind of drag this over here to get it out of the way. I'm going to make sure this dimension, actually I need to go back and probably change this dimension if it'll let me. I'll worry about that later. Now, the distance, this rectangle should be from the bottom edge, should be 3.25. So I'm going to click my dimension tool. So I have that one ready to go, so I'm going to finish my sketch. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to press the letter E, and I'm going to extrude it to 0.23. Now, if you're wondering where I got that thickness, here's the front of the plate. Here's a second plate right here. These two together is 0.460, or maybe it's 0.480. So I'm actually going to change that thickness to 0.480. .44. But if you take half of that, remember we're just working on this one, so it should be .44. So I'm actually going to come back and change the thickness because I put .23. So what I'm going to do in order to edit my feature, extrude as a feature, so I'm going to come down to my timeline, I'm going to right click, and I'm going to choose edit feature, and I'm going to change that to .24. All right. So now we have the beginnings of this Tremel toy. So next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to create a new sketch, and I'm going to click the front plane, and I'm going to go to create once again, and I'm going to choose point because I need to create some holes, and I want to make sure I have those holes in the correct location. So I'm going to come up here, and I'm going to create 4 holes right here. I'm then going to come over here. I'm going to put a hole right here, and I'm going to add 4 additional holes. And I'm going to press escape to turn off my point feature. Now, the next thing I want to do, I need to start dimensioning. Again, I'm looking at this, it's telling me where my holes are located. For example, let's start with this one. This is telling me this is 3.875 inches from the bottom edge. So I'm going to click my dimension tool. I'm going to click my bottom edge, and I'm going to click that point, and I'm going to change that to 3.875. This bottom one is 2.75. All right, so just to make sure that these points line up the way they should, I'm going to come up here and I'm going to click the horizontal vertical constraint, and I'm going to click on this point first, and then this point, then I'm going to click this point, then that point, and right there. And what that does, it makes sure they line up horizontally to each other and also line up vertically to each other, okay? And I'm going to actually come down here to the bottom. I'm going to work on the bottom one, make sure they're lined up. So this one should be 3.875 from this edge, so I'm going to click my dimension tool. I'm going to click that, and I'm going to change that to 3.875. And this one, according to my documentation, should be 2.75. Now, by the way, these little symbols here mean that they're constrained. This one is constrained to this one, and this one is constrained to this one, okay? Same here. This one is vertically constrained. These two are horizontally constrained. So if I go back up here to my horizontal vertical constraint, click that one, and click that one, now these are constrained to each other. All right, next step. We need to dimension this point, so we're going to click here, then click to the edge. This should be, okay, it's telling me, okay, so there's a problem with this constraint. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to just click on that constraint point, and I'm going to delete that off. And that will allow this to move. So I'm now going to click on this point, click that, and that should be 2.875 from that bottom border. And so now I'm going to finish my sketch. Now, it's time for me to create my holes. So I'm going to scroll down here. And this is all my dimensions. This one is 2.30. These two are 0.177. 1.91, these two. These two are also 0.177. 0.230 and 0.200. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to create multiple holes at one time instead of in order to preserve time, instead of trying to do each one at a time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click this one, and I'm going to hold down my control key, and I'm going to click this one. So both of these should these holes should have a diameter. Now actually, this one. So these two need to be selected. So both of these should have a diameter of 0.230. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click my hole tool. I'm going to make sure I'm going through the entire object. So I'm going to choose all, and I want it to be a simple hole. And I'm going to come down here and I'm going to change my diameter to 2.230. Now, what happens is sometimes your points will disappear. If that happens, come over here to your browser. And notice my sketch has become hidden. So I'm going to click on that eye tool. And it looks like I'm going to have to recreate that hole. For whatever reason, it didn't take on the second one. So I'm going to click that. Check my settings. Everything is the same. So I'm going to just click, make sure my extent is to all. Click OK. OK. So now, the next one I'm going to do is the 0.177. So I'm going to select all the holes that should be 0.177. I'm going to choose my hole tool, make sure I'm going through all of it. Come down here, I'm going to change my width, my diameter of the hole to 0.177. Make sure I'm creating a simple hole, and I'm going to click OK. All right, looks like that's really not working. Trying to do them all at the same time. I'm going to try one more time. Okay, it looks like I'm just going to have to. There we go. All right. I'm going to click my hole tool again. And the next one I'm going to do is the 0.191. I'm going to choose to all. Make sure I got a simple hole. And I'm going to click OK. Then I'm going to choose this last one. And that one should be point 2. And there we go. We have our Tremor toy. So I'm going to resave.